So on the agenda is to sign the scope and fee proposal for the design of 49th North from Horrocks.
That was my next question. I was gonna get to. So how long will it take him to get enough design to get something to Rocky Mountain Tower to start planning?
I don't know an exact date, but I would guess at least 2 or 3 months to get to a point where they could get something to Rocky Mountain Power definitively.
Okay, you okay with this?
Yeah, once they can do it for the time. Just amazes me they can do the engineering and the installation for a section of highway in the mountains in a unstable geological zone in 3 weeks, but
Just make sure
months.
he understands we need, I think for Rocky Mountain Power, we need the
Right away.
boundary line.
Right away line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you can at least get that to Rocky Mountain, they can start getting it in, they don't need the final plans.
right, and they won't have the final plan, but getting that right of way line is gonna take a
They
little
can
bit of
start
work.
moving.
Works, you could be trying to get a plat approved for Iowa Bonneville.
Did they come talk to you? I mean, Ross Donahue talked to me again about it, but
He knows us as engineers that are slow in the process.
We gave them preliminary approval with P and Z commission, we're just waiting on the final.
and I haven't seen any
They haven't
improvement
turned
drawings or
anything.
anything.
No.
And it's like, that's what I told Russ, is like, Russ, I need something from Forrester to be able to look at before.
Well, I called Russ, he says, yeah, I called Forrester and they says, yeah, we'll get around to it as quick as we can. I said, how long have you worked with Forrester?
If his toilet wouldn't flush, I bet he'd get around to it.
Is there anything on city works on that, Austin?
Look, I haven't seen it, no. He asked about submitting it, but I don't think he's ever actually turned anything in. He hasn't submitted anything.
Planning, that's one of them, because
There you go. Officially. What time's that tonight?
6:30. It'll be morning.
That was the only action item.
That was it. All the way down here for that.
You know,
And then the man of many words doesn't have anything either.
it's once in a while, we have to give you a light agenda.
It's nice. Appreciate that.
Any updates on what's going on up on the hill? I went up to the dry farm this Friday to see if I should have sprayed for thistle, and I should have. But, I passed like 3 or 4 belly dumps.
They're hauling gravel up there
Side dumps.
for, onto the cell 3 and trying to finish that closeout for cell 3.
Okay, yeah, because it looked like gravel. I was wondering if they were starting to pull some of that excess dirt from somebody.
No, they're not hauling excess dirt from out on Ryrie, although he has talked to him about getting some. Right now, he's hauling out of Lopez.
How many side dumps do you have?
I think he has three or 4.
Because I saw 3 of them, 2 of them on the way up, 1 on the way back.
Yeah,
At the same
I think
time.
he has 3 or 4.
Okay.
So they're hauling a lot of gravel up there.
Tell him if he wouldn't spend his money on that, he could afford a pickup.
Yeah. I'll tell him that.
How much are those?
I don't know each one, but projected through the end of September. It's like $50,000, but it's probably 300 or 400 trucks. So each individual truck itself isn't that much because
I was just wondering how much a side dump.
each side dump will probably hold between 15 and 20 yards.
How much do they cost?
I don't recall right now how much a side dump costs. They're probably over 100,000 each. Doesn't seem like we can buy any of those types of trailers for less than 100.
Yeah.
100,000 is about what they are just online.
Steve Sear on it.
Yeah.
No, he's got the technology.
I just.
Yeah, you can get them used
Side.
for 60,000.
They don't work,
Yeah.
do they?
Not really. I mean, they last a long time because all I'm doing is driving up there. If you can keep them from tipping them over.
Really?
So if they have frozen wet stuff in a side dump,
Oh, yeah.
they can tip and it doesn't come out of the bed and so it tips over.
Any
So
progress with the EQ?
not a whole lot. They finally come back and accepted my extension and said, yeah, you're gonna need a year's worth of data. So we're working on we're gonna get a flow meter in and Blair has to call Great West again. It's like, we've got a price. We just need to figure out how to get it here and get it installed. And it'll be about $22,000, but it's a laser type of flow monitoring that sits up above the pipe, can shoot down into the pipe. And so they can take it out if it surcharges and put it back in. And we're just trying to figure out again how to get the signal from down in the hole up to where it can reliably record it.
That might pay dividends in the long run. You know, first you're buying time to save up for the improvements.
Yeah,
But then the data, they're gonna have a real hard time doing the 20-acre
yeah,
pond that they wanted.
yeah. So, we're working on it. Blair's called Great West again, and there's a couple other things we need to get them down here and talk about. And Flare Station is one of them too. It's like, okay, how fast do we need to move on this? To lead times are crazy with some of this stuff.
I was grading up at Keb's. Now, who's your operator?
Richard,
He's up there today.
But he had done that road. That's-
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know, up Eagle Pass all the way up there. That was in great shape.
Well, that's good, cause we'd heard some reports that it wasn't, so,
It wasn't before, but boy, he did a good job on it.
yeah, I'll pass that on to him.
So we all done on the Grays Lake Road? Thanks for bringing that up. 'Cause
No,
I'll
we're
see
not
them
there.
tomorrow and
Yeah,
I'll hear
there should
about it
be,
if we're not, so.
yeah, there should be up there tomorrow, starting to haul gravel out of, Bingham County is doing the crushing. They started, I think, yesterday. And, we'll start hauling out of their crush starting tomorrow. And we'll probably be up in Grays Lake for the next at least 3 weeks.
Any other request on putting a new pipe in further down Keb's?
Nope.
Haven't heard back yet.
Daryl's other brother hasn't called him.
No, no, but Wes did meet with Stan up there and figured out it wasn't another pipe, it was just some rework on the existing pipes.
Things where just trying to appease somebody doesn't make them go away, because they're always back.
Kind of like the hummingbirds, I feed them one day and they're back the next.
Right, how much those hummingbirds ingest.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's good.